I don't know how to start this at all. Not at all.
You're the expert here.
Not, not in the least bit. So what's up, guys? I'm Jamal. This is Burb. Actually, this is Bourbon. Y'all can't call her Burb. This is Bourbon.
Bourbon.
I'm Jamal, and this is our podcast. You want to talk to him? Tell him about the podcast.
I don't even know what to say.
Just the name. We'll just start with the name.
The name is the Imperfect Podcast.
I'm perfect. I'm perfect.
It's the Imperfect Podcast.
I'm perfect. She's imperfect.
I am I'm perfectly imperfect, is what I like to say. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the podcast is. It's I'm perfect, but it's imperfect because it's both of us put into one.
For sure.
Yeah. You can never be wrong. I'm always wrong.
I would not admit that I'm wrong. That's a fact.
You sure
I
won't.
will not, even if it's proven. But the thing about this podcast is, I guess we'll introduce ourselves. Like I said, I'm Jamal. This is my channel. If you're here, you've probably seen my channel, my content. If not, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Got a pretty face.
Finally,
No,
we can get me off the screen. But my channel has been so focused on my content, and this podcast will give us a chance, or me a chance, to kind of express my feelings about some other things that go on. But both of us in our individual lives, like on a day-to-day basis, we work in sales. We work together, and I don't know. I became a content creator years ago because I had a desire to do something else and to start something else. And I think when I created my YouTube channel a very long time ago, it feels like 2019, one of the first people I sent the video to was her.
Yeah.
And she gave me feedback, and she said it was good, and she lied because that video is awful.
I didn't lie. I thought it was good. I mean, you have definitely gotten better over the years, and I feel like with each one you do, it gets better. And I mean, that's what you want, though, right? You want to make sure that you're continuously growing and staying green. So, I mean, kudos to you.
Yeah,
but I was just so proud of the fact that it's something that you said that you wanted to do, and you just did it. You know, that's one thing that I love about you is that you don't sit here and wish, or talk about it. You just make it happen.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Right.
Just like this podcast, for instance, we are just starting. We've been talking about it for a very long time.
We have.
So the set that you
Imperfect.
see, yeah,
right here.
the set that you see and all this stuff is gonna be totally different.
Oh yeah.
3 months from now, a month from now, even. Because we finally just decided we gotta start.
We just gotta do it.
It's just been too much going on. We've been wanting to talk on camera for a year now. So.
Yeah.
We decided to finally sit down and lock in and get this done. I'll let Bourbon tell y'all about herself.
Oh man, see, that was one of the things about when we talked about doing a podcast. I was like, who's gonna want to listen to me?
Everybody.
Like, nobody cares about my life but it's hilarious because he's my bestie. So we, like you said, we worked together, and for a year, we were in the car together every day. And bro, you would not believe what happened, or bro, this, or hey, I got this going on.
She actually has the craziest life that exists, period. And I don't know why she think it's like normal. That's the crazy part. She think her life is mad normal and is not even remotely normal. And
it's imperfectly perfect.
This is facts.
Yeah.
This is absolutely the
I love
truth.
it. Yeah.
Her life is crazy. It's so hectic.
It is.
And to her, it's normal. And I'm the most normal person in the world.
He does nothing.
But I share my life and my story with you guys, and y'all find it entertaining. So I'm telling her, like, people gotta hear your life. They gotta hear the stories. And I think you guys will get a little bit of all that. But I cut you off. Go ahead.
No. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I think, and that's why I kind of wanted to do this, because and you're going to hear me call him my bestie many times, right? Because truly he is. He knows all the good, the bad, the ugly, the ins and outs of me and who I am. But it's just crazy to me how we're best friends, because I care way too much and he doesn't care at all. Like, we are the perfect yin-yang dynamic duo that I think you will ever meet. But we have deep conversations, and then he's never wrong. And then when I'm passionate about it, I'm not wrong either. So a lot of times we just like, all right, man, whatever. We just got to agree to disagree. But the beauty of it is that we educate ourselves and each other throughout the process. So I may still stand by my opinion, but now I have a little bit more information and I can see why people may have other opinions, which I love that and I value that because I feel like that makes me a well-rounded person.
You guys will get some of the most well-rounded debates that exist. Because we have conversations sometimes where I'm like, I cannot believe you think this way. And she's like, bro, I cannot believe you think this.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, and we go at it for hours because we ride together 8 hours a day. So we are at it we will walk into a business for 5 minutes, come back out and finish the last sentence. We started like, what are you thinking? Are you serious? True. So it's like, it's been this ongoing thing. And matter of fact, this is special. You don't even know this. We recorded a 15-minute piece 6 months ago.
We did.
I will put that in there. I will cut this somewhere in the middle. You guys will see like an old conversation. It will not be the full 15 minutes because we was totally unfiltered and it was saying way too many names. But it tells it's the perfect story for what this relationship has always been since 2018, I guess. So you have to explain this to me. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that other people's happiness is more important than yours?
I don't think other people's happiness is more important than mine.
But you often do things that you don't want to do if it will satisfy or make other people happy. And I'm never doing that. At no expense am I doing something I don't want to do to make somebody else happy because I'm that selfish. I know that's a selfish thing to do. But I truly believe that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just, here's my thing. A lot of times I just don't want to do it, but it's not like I'm uncomfortable. I'm being lazy, honestly. And so
I think mine is a bit of both. I'm lazy, and I don't want to do whatever that person asking me to do, and I also am going to be uncomfortable. So with the combination of those two things, there's no way I'm doing it.
I don't know, I just feel sometimes it's a give or take. Sometimes you got to make some sacrifices for the people that you care about. I don't think that means that my happiness is less important than theirs. It's just that their happiness means something to me. And knowing that I'm causing them happiness or helping them out or making them happy brings me joy and me peace. Just that person, I guess.
Does it have to be if you don't make, like you said, it's give and take, right? Mm-hmm. So if you don't give, if you're not giving, does that mean that it strains the relationship or the whatever friendship or whatever? Like as a person, if you're not giving to another person, do you think hypothetically that they could still be the same person in your life or whatever?
Yes and no, maybe. I don't know.
Like, are you afraid that if you don't do these things for people, you lose them as a friend or a family member?
No, not at all. My grandma's going to love me regardless. I feel like my friend's the same thing.
Do you feel like you got to disappoint people?
Yes.
Is that like a thing that you don't want to do? Like you're afraid of disappointing people?
Not afraid. I don't want to. I don't want to disappoint people before. They got enough disappointments in life.
But you're not responsible for their disappointment. I don't care.
I know. Well, I understand that, but I can control what I can control. So, for example, right? Wants me to go over there on a Saturday night and help her do something. Do I want to do that? No. I want to be at home chilling, listening to music, having a good time. But I don't mind making that sacrifice. I know she'll be happy. And it's like, okay, I'm just being lazy. There's no real reason why I don't want to go over there, why I'm not doing it. I just want to be at home and relax. So.
See, Well, I think about this. Nobody in my life asked me to do things, first of all.
I know, because you'll always say no.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. You are the only person that asked me to do things, and I think
consideration.
I think
and
I
still
have
say no.
yeah. I think I have a fine line of like yes to no ratio.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that way for everybody.
Right. That's just
like
who
I
you
think
are.
I tell everybody no.
Yeah.
More than I tell them yes, for my sanity and for my peace and for my comfort.
Are you scared that if you start saying yes, they'll expect more yeses?
Probably. But also, like, just by nature, it's my nature to just say no.
Yeah.
It truly is just my nature to say no. And so,
Isn't that crazy?
that is your nature to say yes, and it's mine to say no.
And it's like you're one of my best friends, and we're like the complete opposite. And I don't expect anything from you. Like, if I say, hey, let's go hang out, and you say no, I'm like, oh, it's just Jamal. Like, I don't feel upset or offended.
And I know I can tell you no.
Right.
And
but if I were to ask another friend, hey, let's go hang out, they tell me no, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
And that's what I was about to say. I tell people no all the time. You said, like, relationships are give and take.
Right.
I don't give anything. I don't give anything. But nobody.
But you don't take either.
That's true. That's true. So most people, like, I don't feel like it has an effect on my relationship with other people, because I don't give nor do I take. So because I don't give nor do I take, I think I'm just fine. Like, I have the same amount of like or the same level of friendships with other people that you do. That makes sense?
I need to reevaluate.
Yeah.
Because I give a lot, but I don't take a lot.
No, you take nothing.
Yeah.
You only give. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it has to have a strain on you. I think, truly, if you start telling people no more often, you'll start feeling way better. You'll just naturally feel better. I could be biased because all I do is tell people no. And
I
it
don't
feels
think I
great.
can do that.
It feels great. It feels so good to tell people no. Because there's no, like, in the moment, you think about it, and you think about their feelings, perhaps you do, and then you say no, and you're like, oh man, that sucks. But then the minute that you walk away and don't have no extra obligations, you're like, yeah, that was perfect. That's exactly what I
don't think I
need
could
to
do that. I think I would feel guilty, and I'd feel lazy. And I'd be like, really? What'd I say no for? So that I could just sit on my couch and watch TV or jam out to music or read a book when I could be making somebody else happy during this time?
No, bro, you should be making yourself happy.
But I'm not unhappy by doing these things. I just don't want to do them.
Right, you're like more neutral.
Right.
So, and my thing is, you should I'm always neutral. But I think people should be neutral or happy. You shouldn't be like, you shouldn't do something for somebody, and I don't freaking know. This is my thing, but I don't think you should do something for somebody if it leaves you neutral. You should go up.
Well, I always go up. That's why I do it. Because I always feel better after I do something for somebody. Because helping people gives me joy.
Do you think you can feel just as good telling people no?
No.
Oh man, it feels so good, bro.
I think that's the problem. I'm just that person that I need to help. I need to be there for people. I need to be that person that they can count on. Like, that's what makes me happy.
And I think you've seen how often I tell other people no.
Yeah, I have.
I'm sure you know I tell other people no far more often than I tell you no.
Yeah, but I also know not to ask.
That's
No,
true.
I'm just kidding.
That's true.
No, that makes sense.
You
though.
asked me like maybe
important things.
out of 10 times that you want to ask me something, maybe you ask 5. And
It's
then I
true.
tell you no at least 3 to 4.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think people expect anything from you because you've never given them reason to expect things from you. Whereas me, I have always been that people pleaser.
Yeah.
Since I can remember.
Yes.
Right? Anything I can do, I always go extra. I always want to make people feel special for their birthdays. I always want people to feel special during the holidays. If they're alone, I want to make sure that they know that they have somebody. I'm that loyal, committed. I'm going to do everything I can to prove to you that real nice, genuine people / friends we're still out there. Not everybody's a dick or into doing what's good for them. And I think that just comes from my early relationships, honestly.
See, and that's what I lost my train of thought on. This is what I was about to say. I tell people no all the time, but I think people understand if they actually needed me and it was something of dire situation, I would do it or I'd be there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even question it.
Right.
Like if you told me, hey, my house burned down or some stuff in my house burned down and I need to move this stuff, I think you know for a fact I would be there.
Yeah, I know I can count on you for sure.
But if you just ask me, hey bro, I don't feel like moving this box, can you come get it? I'm gonna say, no, there's no.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't do that though.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I think people know that I'm gonna say no to most things, but the level of severity or importance, I'll be there.
And, I mean, that brings another point as well. Sometimes you may see us here or a different setup or in the car or heck, at a movie theater, might be recorded with one of our phones because we like to do a lot of things together as well. Well, things that he will allow us to do because remember I told you he doesn't do anything. But there's certain things that we do enjoy, like hearing an album drop. Yep. You know, we'll listen to it together and just react to it, or movies.
Yep. And y'all seen a little bit of us doing that already.
That's true.
And the reason why we did that.
Guest star over here.
Yeah, we really wanted to talk about those albums, but we was also trying to get the ball rolling for this. Right. Like I said, months ago, we just couldn't come together. Like her life is ridiculous. I'm never doing anything but working, so I could always delegate more time to work, but she always got a busy life, so I told her we got to get it done. And so I think it would be interesting for us to talk about our first impressions. We met in August of it's not even August.
Yeah, it was August.
It was August, like early or late?
It had to been early because I knew your birthday right away.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. Yeah. Yeah,
it had to been early because I came back on July 27th.
Okay. So we met early August, maybe even July. It could have been at the end of July of 2018. And I will set the stage on how we did this. But we are going to tell y'all our first impressions of each other. And we've never discussed this.
We haven't.
We've been together since 2018. We've never had this discussion. So she has no idea what I thought of her. She knows so much. She has no idea what I thought of her when I first met her. And the same thing, vice versa. So, I
told him he has to go first.
Hey, whatever. Yeah. 2018, 2018, I moved from Arizona to Dallas. And when I moved from Arizona to Dallas, I was coming to the Dallas office to work here, and I was ready to change sceneries or whatever. And when I got here, they told me, hey, we have a great new agent. She came from another office. She was incredible years ago. She was one of their top agents. And she wants to switch over to this division. And she wants to be on this team, et cetera, et cetera.
Facts.
And they was talking her up big time, which is what we do because we're all salespeople. Like, we just talk people up. They was trying to give me, like, hope that she would be good, right? And I take that type of stuff with a grain of salt. Let's be very clear. I don't know where
this is going, but I feel you.
Yeah, 100%. You know exactly what I mean.
I do. I can't even be offended right now.
So I like taking it with a grain of salt. And they talked her up, and they were saying, like, you're going to meet this young lady. So my very first day in the office, if I could paint the picture, I drove 16 hours from Arizona straight to the office in Dallas. Like, my very first day, I got to the office. We supposed to be at the office at 8 o'clock. I got there. I drove from Phoenix to Dallas. I got there at 7 o'clock in the morning. I went to the bathroom, changed, put on a suit and tie, and then I went upstairs. And then that's when they told me she was going to be starting the following week. So she came in that day. She came into the office that day. Do you remember that day?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I want to start. So she came into the office that day, and
I don't know why he's laughing.
Because she came into the office, they talked her up, And I was like, okay, cool. They didn't tell me. They can't tell me what she looked like, what race she is. They just say her government name, and I was like, all right, cool. You know, like, I'm ready to roll. Like, I need a team, so I'm ready to, like, go. And they say she's coming, and she walks into the office. And our manager, Blake, he comes and get me like, hey, you want to come in and sit in on this interview? I think I want to put her on your team. This is the girl. And I was like, all right, cool. So we go into his office, and the first thing I think to myself is, why? Mind you, I just drove 16 hours.
Oh, Jesus, I'm nervous.
In basketball shorts and a t-shirt. I get dressed and put on a suit and tie, and I think, why is she in here with a t-shirt and a hat on?
I did not have a t-shirt and a hat on.
Yes, you did. You 100%
I did not.
Yes,
I did not.
You did, bro.
Like a hat?
Yes,
no,
bro.
There's no way.
Yes, you did. You might not have had a t-shirt on. I think you had on a button-up, like your patented button-up. But you 100% had a hat on. And I was like, why? Why?
I don't remember that. I'm shocked at myself right now. Really, a hat?
Yes,
well, maybe
bro.
I didn't think it was going to be like an official meeting. Maybe I was just going in for like the...
I think you was just going in for like your progress report, but...
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. It wasn't even an interview or anything like that. I had already got... Yeah, no, I could see myself definitely going in with a hat then.
100%.
Yeah.
So I was like, why?
By
but
the
mind
way,
you...
I love hats. I wear them all the time. If I could wear them 24/7, I would.
This is why you got it on now. Like, it's like... proving my point. So she comes in, and I was thinking like, why, bro? But I honestly... I didn't like. I tried to sit it aside. I mean, not try. I set it aside. I was like, who cares, bro? Like.
Yeah, because I don't think I was expecting anybody like to meet anybody that day.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, who cares? I didn't think nothing of it. I just kind of set it aside, and then.
Oh, so he was disappointed. He was
No.
Here we go.
Nah, it wasn't.
They talked that up. Now, now things are clicking. I'm like, okay.
I wasn't disappointed, but. Blake did most of the talking, as usual. He didn't ask me no questions. I just sat there and listened, and he asked her a few questions. She talked a little bit, and she was just like quiet, super quiet, and was just like, "No, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get going.
For sure.
You know,
let's do it.
Yeah, this is exactly it. Do you remember that day, or
Slightly.
what do you remember?
No, I mean I remember slightly having that conversation. I remember you being there, being quiet, and I was just already. My state of mind, I just had a baby. I was working from home. I was going nuts. And I just needed a change. And I had left the company and I came back.
I could see, I could also see like how her nails are now. They was just like that. Like she had her nails done like this. I could see her bracelets. They're the same exact ones. I could see her tattoos. I was like,
I'm consistent.
Yeah, very, very. The person that I love today is the exact person that walked in that day. It was fluff. It was nothing different.
I'm very blunt, raw, and you like me or you don't. I mean, it's just that simple.
Sorry, but you
but no, I mean, I remember talking to him, and I was like, okay, I like this guy. Seems like it's going to be cool.
Did you leave and go call people and tell them, like, hey, I met my supervisor?
I did call the wife. Okay. I did call her. I'm like, he was kind of quiet, but, you know, I get a lot.
Is that all you said?
I can get along, like, with anybody. But it was kind of cool. With our industry.
Oh, yeah.
It's just...
To see another black person, well, a colored person, a person of
color.
color.
I did it, but yes, you know, because a lot of what we do, especially when you're, you know, he was training me into it. I did this before, but it was a different market. So he was training me all brand new. So I just felt automatically somebody that I could be laid back and chill with. He made me nervous though because he was quiet. He didn't say a peep. I swear, probably like, "Hi, I'm Jamal." That's probably it, if that. But I was just excited at the opportunity to come back and get the ball rolling. So
that does make a big difference, the skin color, because especially in our office, it's not like we the only at that time. Well, nah, It was a couple,
Yeah.
but nah, because you still had Adrian and
Oh.
old girl. But it's just different to see somebody like you in management, in positions of quote unquote power, if you will. It's just cool to see that type of stuff. It makes it easier, the transition of training and trainer type deal easier.
Yeah.
And I guess like right off the bat, back then I was the supervisor and she was my agent. Now she's the supervisor and I'm her agent. Because I left and came back. Just like she left and came back, I left and came back. So it's switched now.
Yeah.
It's better this way. She's a much better supervisor than I
Well,
ever
thank you.
was. Much better. But we built the solid foundation that
Yeah.
I left you with. So
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
but now we can get into like our first impressions, first day.
Well, now
type
I know a
work.
little bit. No, it's good. Oh, like our first day, like hanging
Well,
out.
even like first week. The first week together, I think, was like
Yeah.
a total learning experience. What was your?
Nope, I said you going first.
All right.
Not getting into that trap. No, I'm just kidding. I gotta know how much can I actually say. Just kidding.
Nah. So we met up. I was driving my Chrysler 300 at the time. She had a Jeep, and a Mini. I don't even know. You did not bring that Mini the first day. It was like Thursday that you tried that foolishness. Well, I don't even know if it was that week.
No, I don't think
I
it
would
was
get
because
to
I
that
think you
too.
drove.
No,
No,
I did not.
I would drive.
Yeah, so here's what happened. So the first day, she was like, I gotta drive. She was like, I can't ride in the passenger seat. I get car sick. And I think I also suggested that you drive because I had just moved down here. I didn't have a place to stay yet. And so all my stuff was still in the back.
Oh, that's right. That's
Like,
right.
so I was like,
It worked out.
yeah, you should drive. And you was like, perfect, because I don't want to ride anyway. I can't ride. I'll drive, blah, blah, blah. And I think we started in Rockwall, Roy City-ish.
Yeah, we did.
So we basically, we got to go to businesses and all this stuff. And I'm me. I'm this way every day. She say I'm quiet. I am in office setting, around a lot of people,
Right.
groups that I'm always quiet. But
not when it's go time.
yeah. And one-on-one.
Yeah.
One-on-one, we can talk. And I like to get to know people. Like, I want to get to
20
know
questions over here.
a million questions. I'm asking a million questions. So I'm thinking, like, right off the bat, it could be in the first 2 or 3 hours, I know so much about your life in the first 2 or 3 hours because I'm asking all kind of questions. Like, I don't think I asked you about your marriage status, but you told me early on.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, cool, you know. But now I got a million questions. Like, I got a million questions because I never had a lesbian in the car. I never had a Dominican in the car. I never had none of this stuff that she is. I never had this. So I'm like, I got to find out now. Like, I got to ask
I'm
all
an alien.
these yeah. I'm like, I got to ask all of these questions. So I'm thinking, like, I asked a lot of questions this first day. But the first day, honestly, I felt like we was on our old training system, so I did most of the talking, most of I did everything that day. But I felt like she was very smart. She knew her stuff. She was quiet, but nervous. Very, very nervous.
Yeah.
And she would say it's me. But I was just thinking, just your first day period is kind of nerve-wracking, but I could feel it. And I don't think I wasn't necessarily like impressed or anything, but I was very hopeful. I was like, I actually think she can do this. Like, I actually think, and because I know you did it before and all this stuff, you told me that situation, but I was like, she can actually do this. She can actually handle herself. Tomorrow we'll get a chance to see more of who she is and when she get a chance to talk. And she struggled early.
I did.
And I'm like, I gotta teach you how to build rapport. Like, I gotta show you how to do this. And I would tell her, I'm going to show you how to do this your way. Like, it's my formula and my style, so to speak, but it's going to be you.
Yeah.
It has to be you. And she learned very, very quickly. She got very, very comfortable. I say this all the time. She say I'm lying. She don't remember this. She broke down and cried like Wednesday We got out on the field like Tuesday, and Wednesday like our second day, and she was just crying. I don't know if this was the first week, but it feels like it the first week.
But it had obviously something personal though. It wasn't.
You was just like, bro. You was like, this has to work. He was like, we was outside.
Oh yeah.
We was outside of the animal shelter, the kennel joint. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
We was right outside there. You was like, this has to work. It does. And you just start crying. I was like, it's not that crazy. I was like, it's not even that serious.
But it was. For me, it definitely was. Yeah. It had to work. Seriously, it had to work. Yeah, for real.
I was like, bro, they just said come back. She not here. She not here today. I was lost, bro. But,
oh my God.
But I've had people in my car cry before, so and I've
at least you did it. I was about to say you didn't make me cry.
Yeah, and I've made people cry, and so this wasn't that situation. Like I didn't make her cry. She just I just look over and she was like, "Bro, I don't know, bro. It's like this has to work, man." And I was like, "You okay? Like what's wrong?" Like, and you tried to tell me a little bit about like, I think that might have been when you told me what happened before and. Like,
oh yeah.
I was with my sister and I got it like all that type of stuff. So
yeah.
But what was your first week impression
of you? I mean, off the jump, I felt comfortable with you, which is
I do that with everybody.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird with guys for me, and just due to my past that we will not get into on this episode. But just black men in general. And so here you are, tall, but like this tall, big black guy, you know.
Not black, fat.
Whatever. But it was weird because I usually tense up when I'm around individuals like that. And no, I'm not racist or anything like that, just past experience. But I automatically felt safe, and I was comfortable, and I'm empathic, so I feed off of people's energies, and I just felt at peace, and then when I found out that his first day was pretty much my first day, that just put a different fuel, and that we were both minorities, right? That just put a fuel under my fire because I was like,
and we were both super underdogs, bro.
For real.
It was like
dismissed, I feel like.
Yeah, and we cannot. I don't want to like play this up like it's
play that card.
But it really was like us against the world, bro. It really felt like that.
And so, just on many different levels, I just had so much going on. Like I said, I was a brand new mom. You know, I went from, Mesquite to Austin to Dallas to Royce City. So trying to find myself, trying to be consistent for my family. And I did different things in the past. And I made a decision that if I came back, it had to work. There was no plan B or C. Like this was going to work and I had to give it all I got. And so from just our basic conversation, which is crazy, like it blows my mind because, I mean, you'll admit we've gotten extremely close this past year, right? Because when you first meet somebody, they don't know all your secrets. They don't know all your truths. And, one thing that...
And we was really good friends before.
Yeah, we were. We really were.
Last year,
but... I mean, Christian man, married, understood the hustle, the grit, the grind, meeting somebody that had the same aspirations and visions and no, you're not crazy for wanting this, and this, because we hear that so much. Or like, I'm a Pisces, right? So people always associate me with being the dreamer and wanting too much. So it's just, I finally felt that I had a partner that we were equally yoked, and I know that I lacked a little bit that first week, but I know myself. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to get it. And eventually I'd be worthy, right, of his partnership because any partnership needs to be equally yoked. no matter, what you do. So some of my strong suits are maybe not his strongest and vice versa. So that's why we made a hell of a team.
It makes a lot of sense because and this is true for both of us today. We are both really, really good at this job. Like it's unbelievable how good we are, especially together. Mm-hmm. But even as individuals, we are really good at this. But at that time, I was like in peak shape. Like I was really freaking good. Today I'm way more reserved. I'm a different level, but like it's just different today. But back then I was so good and she was still trying to learn.
I was green.
And so like for the playing field, so to speak, to be even, like she did it very quickly. 2 or 3 weeks, it was just like, let's just do it together, bro. It's not. I'm not training nothing. Like we just learning together. The industry of Dallas, I had done it in many states, but it's different everywhere. So I like feel like you were so new, but you were so willing to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
So much. You were so willing to learn like anything. So I was so
which is very hard to find in this industry. You would think, right, that we bring people on and say, okay, learn the systems, this is how you do it, and this is how you're going to be successful. And it's crazy how people want to fight it. And I'm not that person at all. I looked at him. You obviously know what you're doing. You're in the position that you're in for a reason. I soaked up everything that he put out.
That's so real, man.
Because, I know nothing. Yeah. So everything.
And she admitted as much. Like,
bro,
absolutely. I know a little bit about products, but I know nothing about this side of the business. Yeah. Like, you have to teach me this stuff, and I'm willing to learn. Mm-hmm. And like I was telling her, well, you gotta learn how to build rapport. That's what I'm like. You gotta learn how to build rapport and talk to people. You know your information, but you're not talking to these people like they people. So like you gotta learn this type of stuff. And she was so willing to do that, which is so impressive. So for me, first impression wise, is we can walk into businesses, do business, come out, have a serious conversation about what we could do to get better. Both of us. Yeah. From day one, I was like, you got to tell me what you feel like I could have done differently. And she asked a lot of questions, a lot of tough questions too. She was like, well, why didn't you push a little bit harder? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And I have to like explain or try to justify my lack of effort or lack of hustle, whatever I was not doing right. I had to like try to explain it because she was pushing like, and I was sitting here thinking like, bro, shut up. Like, you don't. Because I did it that way. Right. Real talk, I wanted to be like, because that's how I felt like doing it. Yeah. But instead, I had to like explain to her, like, why am I taking this particular path on this particular.
And I wasn't doing it to call him out. I was literally doing it to be like, okay, so when I'm in this position, my mind needs to pivot to this versus this. Okay, when they drop this cue, I need to know, okay, stop pushing, backtrack, come back another time. So it wasn't so much like, well, why didn't you do that?
Yeah, like, she wasn't like second guessing me.
Right. It was like, okay, so why'd you do that? Why didn't you do this instead of this?
That was so hard for me though. Like,
got better because of that.
Yeah. But I didn't. I really, you probably can't tell, but I really couldn't stand it.
Well, there was a couple times where you were like, I didn't think about it, to be honest with you. Like, like he was thinking about what to say, and they'd be like,
I don't know. Didn't cross my mind.
Yeah, didn't cross
my mind. And then that's how we got in a group. I was like, well, just speak up. Like, at some point, I was like, well, just say it. Yeah. If you got something to say, just say it. And you were like, oh, no, I don't want to step on your toes, bro. Like, just speak up. I'm not going to think of every single thing in the situation. Like, sure, I'm the trainer, but I can't think of everything. My mind might be in a different direction. Like, I'm going this way, and you're right. Going, track A or track B might be the right way. So, but I think that first year, or I don't even say like the first 6 months, because it was like late in the year, and we had so many competitions and stuff going on, and we was just like we was trying our hardest to just keep up with people, but we was going crazy. Yeah, like we really was killing it, and I think it was so surprising to a lot of people.
Yeah, and I also the two newbies,
and I also don't think they didn't understand us. Like, I think a good example, I was telling Travis about this, a good example of the type of people we would like take these pictures, like we celebrate, take pictures and put it in the group chat, and we was taking these wild, exotic pictures. Like, I always been that person. And then she was like, I love it, bro. We got to keep doing this.
I'm the only one that's kept it alive.
Yeah.
To this day.
But I was like, I got to, like, this is how we got to do it. Mm-hmm. And we once took a picture in front of a skate. It's this large skate that looks like a vehicle. Mm-hmm. And it is a vehicle. But it was outside a skating rink. So we take a picture in front of this. And the agency owner was like, I bet you $50 you won't get inside. We look like, what? Bet money. We hadn't made no money there. We was like, I need this gas money. We need food. We need gas money. Bet. So I went in, talked to the owner.
And
he
had
was
a really
super
good,
chill.
Yeah, really good conversation.
Super chill guy. But I think that might have been one of the few times where you're like, oh, just my audacity to go speak to the owner and try to have these kind of conversations, like, oh, he different. Like, he don't care about nothing. Dude was like, be careful, it's safe, but just watch out for that hole. It rotted, ain't had a chance to fix it. We took the picture, got our $50, and was like, what we going to eat today? We got money.
Oh, good times, man.
But, like, just that early year, like, what do you think you learned about me, or what do you think about that first, like, just 2018 in general? Or we learned together. Or what you thought at the end of the year, like, at what point were you like, me? At what point were you like,
salty?
We were really good friends. Like, how long do you think it was like?
I don't think it took very long for me to feel that way with you, but I felt like I got there a lot sooner than him. But that's just because I'm a very loving and giving person. And then I was spending more time with him than I was with my own family, and then just getting to know each other, knowing that we liked the same music, and it was just so refreshing. That's what I'll say. The most thing, if I had to put one thing in that year and label our relationship, it was refreshing, because we just had so much similar. We're two totally different people, and like I said, we like different things, and our interests are different, but we're the same where it counts. Like our
like-minded.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
are different individuals, but we are very like-minded. Like, we got similar taste in certain things, but the way she lived her life is the exact opposite of how I live my life. You know, that's when I knew that, though. That's when I knew that. In August, and she's saying like it took me a lot longer. It did, because I keep everything distance. I don't care. Like, I keep, especially work, friendship, and I don't have friends. I don't look for friends. I don't try to make friends. So, like, her being super persistent about us being friends is absolutely crazy to me. But it's inevitable. I might not have ever said it, but it was inevitable that we were. But from August, when I met her, that's when I knew that she was a totally different individual than me. And I was like, she is crazy. It's two things that made me know that you was crazy. Oh, like, not crazy, but
let's hear them.
Just totally different from me.
Okay.
Your mom, your sister, and your wife called a lot all day long, and you answered the phone every single time.
It's true.
And you would talk for 10 or 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, there's no way. I'm not talking to my mom, my sister, or my wife. I don't talk to them nearly as much as you do. I was like, you're crazy. So that alone, I was like, this is a different human being.
I still talk to them every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is a different, like, you're a different type of person.
It's true.
And the conversations that were going on those phone calls, I was like, this is crazy to me. This is a wild lifestyle. And then the second part is, in August, she was planning a birthday party for November for her 1-year-old son.
It was October.
October.
Yeah.
And I was losing my freaking mind. I was like,
it was his first birthday. I have to put that out there. Y'all parents out there, you know that first birthday it's not about the kid.
Bro,
right? It's about you surviving
my mind.
a whole year. First kid at that.
I'm surviving starting to lose my mind now.
A whole year, no hospital visits, no accidents. Like, this is my first huge accomplishment in life. I
might not have said nothing that first week because it came up first week.
No, it did. Yeah.
I might not have said nothing then.
Yeah.
But after like a week or so, I was like, yo, you cannot seriously be this stressed out or this pressed about a birthday party that's in November. October. I was like, you cannot possibly. I was like, are you serious right now?
And but then, now he knows the kind of parties I throw, though. So.
She would, and
I'm a little extra for the people that I love. That's my love language. That's how I show love and appreciation. I want people to feel loved and special on their day.
And that's another thing. I looked down on her arm, and she
you can't see it,
don't do that.
Y'all don't want to know his birthday.
I looked down on her arm, and I saw my birthday tattooed on her, and I was like, that's strange. What's that stand for? And then she explained the story.
That's how I knew.
Yeah, and then you asked me, and I told you. But I didn't know that you had like this obsession with birthdays.
Right, he didn't.
No. And I would have never told you that if I knew.
Yeah, because this was literally.
It was the first day.
Yeah.
That was the first day I saw that.
Yeah.
Because I'm observing everything. So I was like, why do you have my birthday tattooed on?
So I have a tattoo on here of my brother that passed. And so his birthday is the day that my brother passed. So that was a pivoting point for me because me and my brother, we were extremely, extremely close. And I was like, what is the likelihood of me starting this new venture, new business? Nervous as all get out, and I'm a numbers person. You'll see it on my tats and everything. 217 is my favorite number. I use that as a sign. And there's certain things that I'll talk to my brother about, So when he said that, I was just like, you sent him to me, didn't you? Like in my head, I'm like, oh, we're besties. Like this is gonna happen because of that correlation. Because it was such a sad day for me, obviously. Because with my brother, it was unexpected. Came to visit in January. He passed away in August. So to have that and then him come in and just have that correlation, and I love birthdays. So I told him from the jump, I'm like, you're his gift to me. Like, so that I'm not sad on his day, it's because he gave me somebody so I can focus on their birthday. And then he immediately crushed my castle because he was like, yeah, no, I don't celebrate my birthday. Please don't do that. And I'm like,
I don't care. Don't do that. Don't.
Like, you can imagine, like, balloon pop.
Yeah.
Like
I definitely don't do that. And she still proceeded to do that. She brought a cake.
I did.
She I don't like attention, which is odd because I have a YouTube channel, but.
See, I didn't make a big deal of it. I brought cupcakes in, and I said, hey, everybody, these are just cupcakes for nobody's particular birthday. It's not Jamal's birthday at all. If you guys would like to partake into some...
Y'all can leave a comment down below. That's making a big deal out of it, isn't it not?
But I didn't make anybody sing happy birthday. I didn't bring them balloons or flowers or a gift or...
But you were, like, mad extra, though. Like, I felt the extra that day. And I was so frustrated. And I was, like, telling my wife, like, she doesn't listen, bro.
I don't.
I was like, I don't know. This not gonna work. She's not listening.
That could be a topic for another day, though. To me, birthdays are extremely, extremely important.
Yeah.
So whether you want to celebrate it or not, I'm gonna celebrate you. So.
Then we got. I don't even remember what was next. Oh, we did all of that. So the podcast.
So that brings us to this. Like, we have such a great relationship, and I feel like, again, dynamic duo here, but we have very different views. And on some views, like with me, you would think I'd side on one way and you'd be like, what? Like, really, you feel this way? And then the same with him. So I think
that it's a natural thing. Y'all will see a bunch of natural conversations.
Oh, for sure.
Because even talking on camera is easier for us too than it is for me by myself, because it's just a conversation.
Right.
We're focusing here, but it doesn't really exist. Y'all don't really exist to us. So it's just us having a conversation. But it's like this, it's such a natural thing to us. And we've been saying this since 2018 that, like, the conversations that have been had in the last 4 years have been so crazy that they should just be on camera. Like, somebody should hear this type of stuff. Or somebody should hear these opinions. And
I was about to say, it's more, we want to know y'all's opinion and who y'all side with.
Yeah.
It's, if anything, that's more what it's about. No,
I feel like we did this before. Like, even back then, like, we shot something on the phone to get people's opinion on something.
No. We did, yes. We went into a business and they had warheads.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was a challenge going on at that time, like the warhead challenge, like who...
Sour challenge.
Yeah, something. And it was... We recorded it. And that next day, we went into businesses because he swore that he won it and he did. He flinched. The consensus was... I won it. But yeah, that was the first time we actually recorded and just walked into businesses. Yeah. It was the worst.
We literally was like, we're not working today. We're just going to get the answer to this question. Like, we shot this video. I don't know, we went into a business, grabbed some warheads. We shot this video.
One of our
we showed it.
Applicators is from there.
Yeah.
Our first time we ever walked in there was that, and it was just...
That's just how
funny.
we built rapport. It was just like...
It was good.
Sorry, we're not here for anything else. We just need y'all help with this. And like
who
you said,
first?
An applicator, it was like so many different people. It was like, come look at this. Which one who lost? Like, that's crazy, bro. I forgot about that. But this podcast is just that, man. It's the same extension of that. Like she was saying earlier, we might be in studio. We might be out and about at the movies. We might be in the car. You guys will catch us anywhere. Hotel room. Like, we are always together in this. Whatever. We are always together
business.
So many different, like, aspects and areas that when it's time to talk or when we need to record, we will record. We'll sit down and just have a conversation. The camera is mobile. The background is different. Yeah. So, we will always, you guys will always see us. Some of the ideas that we have for this podcast is... She is a huge music lover, as am I. But I listen to just rap for the most part. And a little bit of R&B back in the day. She listens to
you about
everything.
That. After 7? What? Do you know them? After 7?
Uh-uh.
Woo! Okay.
So, we listen to a lot of music. But I recently realized that there's a lot of classic rap albums that she's never heard before. She's heard hit singles. She's heard, and then not even just rap albums. Like, I was sharing a couple months ago, Chris Brown songs that you had never heard.
Oh, yeah. The verses made me realize.
Yeah, and I was saying, like, we need a Usher versus Chris Brown. And she was like, well, what songs did Chris Brown have? And I was like...
Well, I knew a couple, but I didn't know, the extent.
I was appalled.
Yeah.
So, like, that conversation let me know that there's so much good music that she's never heard. That I want to introduce her to.
Yes,
so
that I know I'll appreciate.
We will do a lot of first time reaction videos of me sharing classic rap albums with her. Her sharing classic albums of hers that she liked. You know something I'm really interested in? I thought about this today. I need to listen to country music, R&B, pop music, stuff like that. Stuff like Selena, Amy Winehouse. Even Adele album, I never listened to like these albums. I've never heard. I'm like you. I heard the joints.
Yeah.
Even with like Amy, I don't even think I've heard her sing, but I don't think I heard songs.
Rehab. That's probably the only song you've heard.
Probably. So like it's gonna be such a mix of information and music and stuff that comes out of this podcast. We're gonna obviously tackle some of the bigger topics in life. Social issues, cultural issues, movie reviews. We're going to do a lot of movie reviews because we watch movies together. This weekend, we're going to go see Batman. We'll talk about it. We'll post this right after this comes out. And with Batman, the thing with that, and this is my thing with movies in general, I didn't even know that came out.
I know, I've been waiting.
You've been waiting and I didn't know. Because I refuse to watch trailers. So I don't know when anything is coming out. I'm done watching trailers. Last year I gave up on trailers. I'm done watching trailers.
And I live with an army. So whenever I want to do something, I'm like, okay, well, try to get everybody to...
It's crazy.
And it never happens.
But now we have an excuse. We got to do it for the pod.
Got to do it for the pod.
So every week. Well, not every week, but... when big movies come out, we're going to talk about it. Big albums releases, we're going to talk about it. Classic albums, we're going to talk about. And then, I mean, we always are going to sprinkle in, topics that's going on in real life, but also just us.
I was going to say that. Like, I think a lot of it, the core of this podcast is going to be us and y'all, us opening up to you and just letting you know who we are. You know, my crazy life. He has a crazy life as well, but it's different crazy. He's all hustle, grind, work. You know, what else can he add to his plate, to get better? And mine is just, I juggle
juggling.
People.
Oh my goodness, bro. She is a professional juggler. Like, you ever seen the people that juggle like chainsaws? Because all her stuff is dangerous. Her whole life is dangerous. It's just chainsaws. And then at the same time, she's trying to like balance one on her foot and stuff. Like, it's crazy.
I do feel like that sometimes.
That's your life, bro. Your life really is like that. It's juggling chainsaws.
But he's like my home base.
Yeah.
Like I was telling that we haven't seen each other in a week or so, and I'm like, bro, I'm going through Jamal withdrawals. Like, I need, because I feel like my life kind of spirals out of control when I don't have my.
Her life is like this. It's like always on a 10. And when she's around me, it goes down to like a 3.
Yeah.
And it's comfortable.
It's like a natural high.
Yeah,
like
easy, bro.
You just don't care. It's just like, man, whatever.
Yeah, and then we just. It's like hitting the reset button.
Yeah.
Like your game back in the day, it get too hot and you gotta like reset, or your computer and you reset it and it goes. I'm just the reset button and we just start back over from the beginning. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it.
I hope so.
Honestly, if you don't, we sure as heck will. We're gonna enjoy the heck out of it. Every conversation that we have is always fun to us. It's interesting, and we just gotta find the best way to push it out there to the masses, because it's quite interesting. We get into some debates. And it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know that one that really had us going recently. But I could not believe you thought that way. You remember, you was appalled too, but I really cannot believe I can't remember what it was. But
a lot of our topics are like that with what's going on.
Yeah. But we actually, it was crazy because we had like this real crazy argument on like a Tuesday. And then Wednesday, it was even crazier. And he was like, see, bro, this is why we need to do a podcast. Because this is what you've been saying the last 2 days. And I was like, I cannot believe this. It gets crazy. And I can't wait for that stuff to be documented. Because it's like really good conversations.
Yeah.
Like the one that is going to be spliced in here. Or the one that y'all saw already that was in the middle of this. Just really, really good conversations. And yeah, that's all I got, though. What do you think?
I'm excited. I'm excited to get this going. And like you said, it's kind of impromptu, but really not, because we've been talking about it for a while. And he shared a video with me, and he was like, why are we not doing this?
Yeah.
And it hyped me up so much. And I was like, you know what, bro? We got to record this week. I don't care what day. Like, let me know. I only had 2 days available this week.
Any day, but...
just
Thursday and Saturday.
But... just getting it started, because I think that's always the hardest step, right? Is just jumping forward, and then now got something to look forward to, and then just providing new content for you guys on a weekly basis. I'm excited for it.
So with that being said, that brings up a very big point for podcast listeners and audiences. We will put out episodes weekly, but I cannot promise you on what day it shall be. Not yet. We will get to a point where it is very consistent day.
Remember, I'm the imperfect one, okay?
So there will always be an episode. So you can blame her for it not being the same day.
I take the blame already.
Yeah.
100%.
And at some point, I'm moving so I can be closer to
me.
To the studio. But I'm moving so I can be closer. Yeah. That'll make things a tad bit easier. We don't see each other nearly as much anymore, work-wise, but
I know.
I'm
sad about it.
We will make, this is our reason to see each other.
Yeah.
And then when big things come out, that'll be bonus.
Yeah.
We're never counting a movie review or album review as the full episode, unless it requires such a thing. So I thank you guys for watching this, especially if you made it this far. We've been talking. But this was fun.
It was fun. I'm excited.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Bro. We do this all the time.
You were right.
What?
That it's gonna be easy. Just simple.
I'm always right, bro. I told you I'm always right. She was so worried about this, and I told her, man, you just gotta press record and go, bro.